Welcome to the Delta 72. This is having its world premiere here at Cannes, and Delta, well, they do things differently. This is a 72-footer, but they are still thinking about, dynamics, how things drive, how they go through the sea. This is designed to be light for its size, efficient, capable of cruising fast for long distances. It's very sleek, it's very pared back, it's very Swedish, which is where it's designed. But don't let that fool you, there's plenty to enjoy on board as well, and the accommodation is proper blow your socks off stuff. So stick with me, let's have a full tour. I'm Jack Haines, you're watching YachtBuyer. Before we go on with the tour, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit subscribe and that bell icon, you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. Right, let's start back here down at the bathing platform. First things first, in this, guys, it's absolutely huge. It's a really nice big space, and there are a couple of options. You can have a transformer, so this drops down into the water, or it can come up and meet the quayside, or as an alternative, you can have this entire platform as a submersible, so the whole thing drops into the water. Whatever you do, this is a tender garage. 3.5 metre tender will fit in there and some other toys. They really want this boat to be sleek and clean and tidy, so having everything in there is really nice. And of course, on top of it, you get a really lovely sunpad. Some other points. You've got cleats down here, they pop up all in black, all the railings are in black. I think that looks really nice and modern and sleek as well. You've got some winches down here as well, so you can tighten your lines. There's also points here for a deck shower, so you can have a wash when you get out from the sea. And of course, past this really large sunpad, we get into the cockpit. So let's go and have a look at that. There is some really clever thinking on board this boat, and it's quite simple stuff, to be honest. I've not seen these before, these trays that sit in the sunpads, but they've got this little blade underneath. So, I mean, they're quite heavy, but they sit there in the gaps and you can slide them along. So wherever you are on this sunpad, you can have this next to you to hold your drinks and your devices. I like that. Simple, but very clever. Now into the cockpit, they've really tried to achieve quite a lot with this space. They've got these separated seating areas. You've obviously got your separated tables too, but these are really flexible. Like this, it's really easy to drift between them and use this space, but they both open up and they can join. So then you have a really nice big dining table out here. And like the 48 down there, you have a similar sort of canopy arrangement. So it's not electric, quite heavy. They're very keen on weight saving. The whole thing is carbon fibre, so they don't want big heavy mechanisms if they don't have to have them. So it's just a canopy with some carbon fibre poles, giving you a nice amount of protection if you are eating out here. So you can walk through. This ladder here leads up to the sun deck. I mean, this is strictly a coupe. As I've mentioned, low profile was the key, but they have made space up there so you can do some sunbathing up there if you want. You can also serve guests out here. I mean, the galley is literally right there, but you've got this nice bar. So you can, fire up the grill. There's a fridge down here, sink, all nice and close to this seating. And though it's a 72-footer and there is a crew space, you've got joysticks on both sides. They do see this being an owner-run boat. It's IPS only, and you can have a joystick on one side or both. This boat's got both. So wherever you are, whatever type of mooring you're using, you're going to be able to stand on either side and back the boat in really easily. Also, hatches down here for engine room access. We're going to go into the engine room later, but you've got 3 points of access from the cockpit alone. Down there towards the back of the engines, and then this hatch here is for the engine room and the crew space. As I said, we'll cover all that at the end. For now, let's stay on deck and head up front. Side decks, really nice and wide. You've got to watch your head on this a bit as you walk through if you're a little bit taller. But this is really well protected there, nice and easy to walk down. And as you move forward, you pick up a railing, which is quite nice. They could well not have railings. You see again down the 48, no railings on the outside. But I like this because you can just use a normal fender. You can just tie them off and drop them down the side without having to use fender sockets. And there's the perfect place for your fenders to go, because on both sides, huge deck lockers, fenders, lines, cleaning gear, covers can all go in there. There's one on that side as well. They are separated so stuff can't slide right across. But yeah, really handy to have that right here, exactly where you need it, to be honest, if you're crewing. And then we come to another lovely living space. Obviously this is very exposed to the elements, and you're probably getting an idea of just how low slung this thing is. I mean, look at that windscreen. It really is super sporty for something so big. And another great living space, you can cover it as well. You've got a similar sort of canopy and carbon fibre pole arrangement. And then, you know, this is flexible, this table, it'll come up. You can open it up to make it bigger for dining. But really, this is a sort of cocktail drinking space. If you're dribbling along at 10 knots, this will do 40 knots. But if you're at displacement speed, this would be a nice place to sit and catch the breeze. There's quite a big step up to give you some headroom down there. But actually, once you're in this section, it's pretty easy to move around if you're working the anchor or doing the lines up here. And these are only weighted, so you can slide all of this around and basically make this a bench, a sunpad, whatever you want. It's really quite flexible. Right forward, the anchor locker, all nice and easy to get to. It's actually got a hidden anchor, so a section pushes out and then the anchor pushes out as well. But again, it's that cleanliness that they're after. So it's really nice and sleek up the bow and all the way down. It all follows through. There's a real nice sort of cohesive look for this boat, and in fact the entire Delta range. Got a winch here as well, so you can tighten lines if you're moored in the med, and like back there, pop-up cleats, but again it all goes away. So, you know, sleekness is the key, and it carries on inside the interior. Let's head in there. It's a Scandinavian boat, so maybe we shouldn't be surprised that inside it's quite minimalist, clean, sleek, maybe a little bit sterile in this light oak, but there are darker wood options that personally I go for. I just think it would make it feel a little bit warmer. But it's really practical as well. The galley is split, so you have your sort of preparation cooking area over here. You've got domestic facilities, nice big dishwasher down there, split sink, obviously cooking over on this side, and then a really good sized fridge, proper American style fridge freezer, split opening doors. You've got your freezer sections down there as well as a wine cooler, so space for a coffee machine up here. And this is nice, this is your detachable tea tray, so actually it's just like a fiddled area where you can put stuff, but you can also carry it with you, so it becomes something that you can move over to the table. The only thing I'd point out here and there is there are some sharp corners. Generally they're pretty good at that, but downstairs especially, you'll see later on, and maybe on the kitchen counters, they're just a little bit sharp for my liking. That's me being pretty fussy. This opens up, see, so you can make that into an internal dining space if you do want to dine in here. This nice wrap of seating that's opposite a large TV that pops up from behind the couple's sofa over on that side. Again, we have these trays. This is just really handy stuff. You don't really think about that type of thing maybe, but having something that you can move around the boat easily with. If you're serving guests and put your drinks on there and take it out and bring it in, it's got somewhere to go rather than having to stow it into the galley. I like that sort of thing. And one of the key things about this design, it not being a flybridge, is we get a sunroof, and they really wanted to allow a lot of people to enjoy the ride. You know, this is a fast cruising boat designed to cruise at 30 knots. Obviously the skipper's well looked after in the navigator, but I like on this side, you sit high, you've got a great view forward, you've got this rail to hold on to, you've also got your sort of nav station over here. You've got this C-zone control, so the people on this side can control a lot of the boat's functionality from their fingertips down here. You've also got repeaters for the stereo. Seakeeper fitted to this boat, the control for that is over here as well. So they've kind of split the helm controls across two sections, knowing that there's probably going to be 2 or 3 people sitting up here. But let's get to the good bit, shall we? The helm station. Now, I last tested a Delta maybe 10 years ago, and I'm really pleased they haven't changed the steering wheel. It just feels great. It's like a racing car, you know, slim, light, Alcantara finish. It just feels great. The moment you sit down, you just want to drive it. And though there isn't much adjustment on this helm seat, it's not got a sort of proper helm chair like you might get in one of the big Targas or something. This is still a really nice position. I can reach the throttles really easily. The wheel is adjustable manually, so you can put that into a nice position, because you can also stand. You know, if you're tall, you can just about peep over there, but it is generally a boat that you're going to be sitting to drive, though all of these bolster. So if you just need to be, maybe needs a bit of WD-40 that one, but if you just need to be a little bit higher to see over the bow, then it allows you to do that. They've elected to put the steering wheel in the middle, which means that the person driving is sort of trapping in the navigator, though we have got side doors on both sides, which is nice to see, helps with the flow around the boat. And we've got to talk about the performance. Top speed 40 knots. This has got the biggest Volvo Penta IPS1350s, but aside from the top speed, really it's this boat's cruising prowess. 500 nautical miles at 30 knots. That is seriously impressive for a 72 footer. But do you know what's maybe even more impressive is the amount of accommodation they've got on this thing. Let's head downstairs and have a look. I think the big surprise for something that is so sleek looking is the scale of the accommodation down here. you've got 4 cabins and 4 bathrooms. Double forward, a double there, a single on the port side, and then a really nice big master amidships that is full beam. We're going to look at them all, of course. We're going to start in this double here. Really nicely finished. Of course, the decor is very similar to what we've seen upstairs. The bed isn't enormous, and this person outboard is going to be trapped by the person inboard, but the space is good, especially storage. You've got a really nice mix of hanging and drawer storage on this side. Good that you've got 2 opportunities for natural light to come in here in an opening port as well. Nice to get a bit of natural ventilation. And of course, there's a bathroom here. So just behind the door, you have not only a bathroom, but a nice big separate shower cubicle as well. If we head forward from here, we get to the VIP, and what a VIP it is. I mean, the space in here is really impressive. Floor space especially, and there's real luxury in that, having space to move around and get changed in plenty of comfort. Ceiling heights are decent in this cabin as well. Storage on both sides, nice and bright too, because you have fixed windows plus opening ports above. Television mounted up on this bulkhead as well, and another really nice, totally private ensuite bathroom. Again, the shower cubicle is separate. There's plenty of storage in there as well, so it's really, really nicely executed. And there are 2 more cabins if we head amidships. Come back here with me. First place, the day head. Maybe surplus requirements on a boat like this, but it's nice to have. It's very convenient. It's by the bottom of the steps, and that also has a shower. So you've got toilets and showers all over the place on this lower deck. Behind me here, have a spot for a combined washer dryer, which people really want to see these days. And then we have what is quite a flexible little cabin really. This one is set up as a single berth, but you can have it as bunks, you can have it as a desk as well, have a study in there. Most of the layout down here is pretty fixed. They don't want to be messing around changing the layout, but they will let you have a little bit of fun with that one if you want to. And then right amidships we come to this owner's cabin, and this is absolutely lovely. I'll tell you what, the little details continue, because even things like the lighting, often these are just blank switches. You've got no idea what the light's going to do. There, it's all labelled. So I want to turn off the floor lights, boom, it's done. Simple stuff, but it just makes life on board a lot easier. Now you can probably see the ceiling height has dropped down a fair bit here. I'm 6 foot tall and there's just about enough space here, but around the bed it really does drop down. And Delta concede, you know, this is where you're going to get the compromise for this boat looking so sleek from the outside. They did not want to raise the profile. That's something you just have to live with if you want this boat. But once you're in the bed, look at that, it's lovely. It's absolutely enormous. You've got a bureau over here, a fridge, always quite nice to have that in your cabin. You've got some milk, coffee machine, you've got it all nice and cool down there. Big wardrobes on either side, and a really good sized TV inside this unit opposite me. Sofa over there as well, and of course another lovely bathroom, the nicest bathroom on board. It's really nicely finished. You've just got to put up with the fact that if you're really tall, you're going to be stooping your head a bit. Right, let's head to the engine room.
As I said on deck, there's a few access points, ladders from either side of the cockpit, also through this door behind me which goes into the crew cabin where you've got 2 bunks and a bathroom. It's not huge, but as I said, this isn't really designed to be a crewed boat, so really it's going to be used as a storage space. Actually, the engine room is another place where you feel the boat's height or lack thereof, because the deck is very low. You've got an intrusion there from the tender garage, so actually access to the engines isn't brilliant. You really are crouching for pretty much the moment you're inside. You can do the daily checks okay, but any involved work is going to be pretty uncomfortable. You can just about squeeze in front of the moulding round to the other side, and of course you've got generator in here, seakeeper, so there's quite a lot of equipment and you can feel it, to be honest.
Now, Delta is a little bit of an outlier these days. Still focusing so much on how a boat feels to drive and how it performs out at sea is not something that everyone's doing. There's such a chase of volume and amenities on board that sometimes that stuff's forgotten. And though I haven't driven this one, I've driven a couple of Deltas, and I can tell you it is a driving experience like no other, and I'm really pleased to see that DNA still seems to be there. Yes, there are compromises for a boat this big. Headroom down below for a 72-footer, a lot of people just aren't going to like the fact that it's so compromised. If you're willing to accept that, then you get something really quite unique. And if you want a 70-footer that you can handle yourself, well, this is a genuinely good option. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching that tour of the Delta 72. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give us a nice like if you did. You can subscribe up there if you want to. And if you want some more Swedish boat content, how about the Nimbus 495 Fly? Really clever boat. We've got a full Sea Trial and review up here. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer.